Hello everyone, welcome to the Blue Hat SEO series episode. In this case, we will focus on ministerbrands.com, a SaaS website, and we actually tripled the traffic since we published the case study for the last time. And we will try to explain the difference of this website compared to the Strike That Money. If you check the Blue Hat playlist in my channel and you watch all these videos, you will see the connections of these videos to each other. Blue Hat here is used in the context of the opportunist SEO. And every suggestion that we give is unique to only that specific video, so we don't repeat the obvious or earlier said things. And Blue Hat here means that introduction to the advanced SEO with bite-size or bit-size information chunks. So ministerbrands.com actually keeps increasing its rankings, and despite nothing has been published further, or nothing has been updated further either. So what's the difference between this specific website and Strike That Money in this case? Because if you remember, I have published Strike That Money. It didn't lose the rankings, but it is a little bit more stale, like natural. It doesn't continue to grow its traffic in the positive ranking state. It's in a natural ranking state. And in the Strike That Money, we have seen that actually their cross stats have been dropped from 40,000 times a day to the 2,000 times a day. But in this project, we even don't have enough level of, let's say, or good amount of crawl requests at all. And half of the requests are not going to the even HTML documents. But still, this project actually continues to increase its rankings. The main difference here is actually the competitors and their staleness as well. Strike That Money is also a SaaS, but it is directly from finance niche. This website is from church CMS, which is a way smaller industry, and the amount of competitors are far less. And most of these competitors even don't have proper accuracy, unique information, or topical coverage in enough level. So if there is no other source that have the freshness signal, if there is no other source that actually cover these concepts, connect them with high level of accuracy as you do, in this case, even if you don't publish anything, you will be safe for a long time. Sometimes people think like, okay, I didn't publish my website for 3 years, it keeps ranking. Why not the other website ranks in the same way? Because they are from different industries and their competitors are different algorithms. Also, we'll be looking for different type of combinations of metrics to decide. So in this project, even 1,000 times of crawl hit is actually good enough to be prioritized compared to your competitors. And this project, for a while or for a longer time, it will also keep increasing its rankings. Another question to ask here is that, so it came to this level with just initial 20-25 articles. And in this case, it came to here, but why it has taken probably 10 months. And in this case, we should understand that we actually started to publish in this area. You should understand the concept of historical data. Historical data means any type of click, mouse over, query per second, or any type of information that the search engine can use on the SERP and beyond the SERP. And if you are not using backlinks or active linking campaigns, in this case, you will need to be having these historical data comes from impressions and also the clicks. Whenever they actually increase their confidence levels, they will first take you into the positive ranking state. You will be tested one more time by being replaced, and you will be going actually another level of ranking. If you look at here, this is also natural ranking state. Once you pass enough level of threshold, one more time it goes higher. And again, there is another natural area. If you know how to read these graphics together with the Google updates, you can understand the ranking algorithms in a better way. And earlier, I have written a case study, holistic SEO case study, about how search engine determines on ranking. From holistic SEO digital, I suggest you to check it. In this website, the topical map also has been created in a way that we will be performing a kind of site migration from these sub-brands, because the topical map here has been adjusted according to the multiple brand merge. And if you are redirecting multiple different type of brands to do a kind of main website, you should also be opening this type of landing pages for these sub-brands, and these sub-pages also should be ranking for these sub-brand names. If your targeted domain and also the minor brand domain, if they are ranking at the same time for the same query for a long time, search engine starts to associate them to each other. And it will help you to actually perform a faster and more permanent ranking signal transition. If you check my LinkedIn and the LinkedIn newsletter, you will understand what I mean with the ranking signal transition. You can do the redirection But it doesn't mean that just based on domain migration, your ranking power or juice or the signal also will be transferred to the next domain. So these are created, integrated in Topical map according to that. Also, if we have any ranking, properly ranking, highly cited web pages from these other brand websites, we also prepared some sections in the Topical map that once we do the migration, basically the old pages from these domains will be migrated and revived in this domain, and we will be able to also close the topical gap between the pages of Clover and pages of, let's say, E360 given. This way, when you do multi-site migration into a single place with a kind of amplification or domain amplification, it will be helping you to actually get the most possible historical data and ranking signal. Another part here is that, and these are the Ahrefs data, and this is the SEMrush basically if you want to see that. Another part here is that in terms of the topical map here, earlier I actually shown a few methods, especially of course in the Topical Authority course. But if you want to create a topical map properly, sometimes people use only lexical relations, sometimes they use only, let's say, only the query semantics slightly. But in some ways you can always use, let me just come here, you can also use actually conceptual connections. I will be showing you some patterns and doing a way of doing that. What you see here is technically not a topical map, and I wouldn't call it even a raw topical map in this case. If you don't know the difference between raw and the process topical map, check the course. In this case, what you do is just writing some conceptual connections and a flow. For instance, here we have the website is mainly about church CMS, and it forces the website to be relevant to also church management, of course, community management, community donation, and church donation. So these are actually your core concepts as much as possible. But to be able to increase your relevance and chance of ranking here by increasing your historical data, you will need to also focus on church types, and also, one more time, website CMS and website design as well. If you are able to focus on website design and website CMS, it will be easier for you to rank also for church CMS. The main problem here is that if you want to create a topic, something like the church website design, there is no search demand for it. You will be creating a page just as a burden here. You won't be able to get historical data. The search engine also won't be seeing any query that is relevant to that. That's why you should always organize your pages as one macro context and one micro context. In your micro context, you can take the church website design. To your macro context, you can take the church CMS. And these two can also link here to transfer of historical data and ranking signals in this case. It also brings us to the subjects like storage management, because church storage is related to also church donation. Then we have, let's say, X-church community, which means according to the type of the church, the community also becomes more, let's say, diversified and variated. So these conceptual connections actually have been explained by Adam Weisman in Google many times. He also uses this type of arrows. He also distributes relations between them, like weak relation, medium relation, strong relation. I will show you a set of patterns here. So if someone from Google takes so many patterns that are relevant to each other, it means they are using that. And these things are actually kept, let's say they are all connected and by being cited by other inventors in Google. So this was one of the first examples. That's why it mentions the advertising here. If you look at the next one, advertisement is not there, but some of the diagrams are the same. That's why when you read one of the patterns from one inventor, you basically read 80% of the rest, or the next one. Editing a network of interconnected concepts, here he explains actually how these concepts actually can be edited, or how they can actually change their relations. In this one, they focus on meaning of a knowledge item. So this brings us to also document-based information, and it tries to segment a document to the different sections, then locate a knowledge item, and they try to understand meaning of that item. Here there are a kinds of, let's say, meaning processor and knowledge item processor. If you look at the next one, method and system for compressing indices. This one is about actually using conceptual connections to decrease the size of an index. As I always say, it's about cost of retrieval. The search engine uses mainly the semantics for decreasing the cost of ranking and cost of retrieval. If you're able to use these connections in a higher level, whenever the search engine realizes that your website is actually properly adjusted for their own understanding, then you will be getting actually higher attention from the search engine. That's why the strike that money and scroll stats are uniquely important there. When it comes to the, here again, cost of compression is also important, benefit of compression. And I always say the quality of your website can't be higher than cost of ranking your website. So again, there is a comparison here, cost and benefit ratio. They also do the same for your website. And here, meaning-based information, organization, and retrieval. And here you see sport is connected skiing, and then ski, athletic equipment, and equipment. And we have USA as a state inside the California. And it creates this specific diagram in this area, and there are relation types, part of, kind of, a lateral bonds relation, which means double relation. And then we go from sports to the skiing, from skiing to the skiing in California or Alaska, Washington. They keep multiplying these paths or conceptual patterns in this case, and they try to understand which of these actually are really important as much as possible. So if you are able to understand these conceptual connections, you will be able to use these connections for shaping your website as much as possible. Here too we have system for text segmentation. This is about actually mainly about understanding which section of the text is mainly about which another section. And here they're trying to understand actually where the specific text component is ending, because this is about locating that knowledge item on your page. This one is about extraction rules. And here you will see that actually an example like specific words or concepts appearing in a document, sentences that mention certain concepts or that are conceptually related to a concept, combine multiple requirements together in order to look things that are more complex. For example, to find and extract any sentence in a document that contains mention of both NASDAQ and layoff. According to these co-occurrences or conceptual connections, they create certain type of extraction rules and locate the knowledge item, give a meaning to the knowledge item, and then they try to connect that specific concept to the next concept. According to the strength of the connection, they give an overall relevance to the specific subject and the document pair. So this is what also we do in this section too. Whenever your website becomes more relevant to the church management and community management, and again, community growth in the context of, again, one more time, church growth and church CMS, you basically increase your chance of ranking. If any other site has the same level of comprehensiveness and depth of coverage, then you will keep increasing your rankings. It also brings the question of what will happen if this project actually wouldn't stop. Again, it will be getting way much more clicks. But it's also a question from the business model side too. Is it still necessary or not? I would like to show you a tweet that I have put here earlier, because it is about these basically. You have a business model, you have a topical map, and your source context will need to bring your business model closer to your topical map. And whenever you are able to create an intersecting area between them, you basically define your source context, why you are covering it, and in what way you are making money from that. We don't chase traffic just for ranking purposes in this case. So one more time, due to the migraine, I will need to end the video earlier. If you would like to know further, join to the newsletter, join to the course, and you will definitely be welcomed in our public or the private exclusive community. See you in the next one.